They're back. Lister, Rimmer, Crichton and the Cat are gearing up for a new series of amazing adventures, creating chaos and mayhem right across the cosmos. And as usual, exotic spaceships will roam the galaxy and dogfights in space will end in spectacular explosions. The team at Red Dwarf managed to create blockbuster effects, but they do it on a budget that wouldn't buy a Hollywood lunch. So how do they do it? They do it here at the BBC Visual Effects Workshop. This is where they create every single special effect shot for the programme, every spaceship and every explosion. With a small budget, you make your big effects small too.
In this sequence, Ace Rimmer is trapped in a World War II German plane with a crocodile. Don't ask us why. But they don't waste licence payers' money on a real plane on this programme. Behind the workshop, the team have a model plane suspended by its tail. They use a wind machine to blow smoke past it to make it look as if it's passing through clouds. The cameraman cunningly films the sequence from off to one side and at an angle, so the plane looks as though it's flying horizontally. Rimmer escapes from the plane along with his reptilian friend, but the hindcoat explodes.
This may not be Independence Day, but this model cost, well, pounds. They then put pyros, tiny explosive charges, into various vital parts of the model, and the plane itself is weakened at critical points, so it'll fly apart when the explosion goes off.
Goes off camera.
All ready to go. Wind and smoke are switched on, the cameras are ready, palms are sweaty. Remember, there's a few quid at stake here. But the result looks like $1 million.
These people aren't just master model makers, they're fixers who can supply as-new spaceships at knockdown prices.
The models are made from whatever we can find that is handy and will do the job. There was one spaceship that is made from a garden vac, essentially, and parts of this model are made from answer phones, but hopefully you would never recognise them.
In the new series, Starbug is chased by a deadly Gelf fighter. The chase takes place across a mysterious, icy wilderness. And the entire ice planet was made by Peter and his team. How? Well, they have their own stage at the famous Shepperton Studios outside London, and the whole sequence was filmed here. The ice planet is a miniature set built on a raised platform. The rocks are carved from polystyrene blocks with hot wire, and then painted to look like mountains and cliff faces. The whole thing has a convincingly chilly atmosphere. It crackles with the cold, and there's not an ice cube in sight. In this business, they take everything with a pinch of salt. In fact, here they use 750 kilos of the stuff. It's the right colour, it doesn't melt, it stays where you put it, and for that fluffy snow effect, they used baby powder.
Nothing here is what it seems, even Starbug.
Basically, we've got the large scale Starbug, which is 25th scale, and this is for close-ups and for crashing when we have to crash Starbugs. Then we've got a smaller version here, which we use for most of the flying shots because it's that much easier to fly. There's an even smaller version for distant shots.
And how about the flying? How do they make it so realistic? Well, all the craft are attached to wires and flown from suspension rigs. For this part of the sequence, Starbug and the Gelf fighter are fixed to a rig that runs along a rail suspended from the ceiling. But for some shots, you can't beat the coordination of the human mind, eye and hand.
Whoa. Here we go.
But take two is fine. There's no money in this show for expensive computers to paint the wires out, so how come we never see them?
Hopefully the wires are never seen because we use powder puffers to put colours onto the wires so that they blend in with the background.
Add some heavy-duty sound effects.
Lift now!
And there you have it. So next time you watch Lister, Rimmer, the Cat and Crichton swooping around the cosmos, spare a thought for Peter and his visual effects team. It's one small budget for them, but one giant bang for us.